Hey guys, it's Brandon back again, and in this week's essay video, we're going to be talking a little bit about one of the most important aspects when it comes to the SAT essay, and that's going to be the analysis in your essay. So I just wanted to brush up on what constitutes as good analysis and some maybe mistakes to avoid when writing your own essay. So first, what is the role of sort of analysis in an essay? The way I think about it is that analysis is what gives your rhetorical analysis essay that drive, and it's what gives your essay a purpose. Without analysis, your writing is really just, if you think about it, going to be your evidence, your topic sentences, your intro, and that stuff's just very generic, and it's stuff that's already provided in the given passage. So it's important to not to write good analysis because, one, it's how you get your thoughts, it's how you get sort of your logic onto the page, and it's also because it's important to future writing, and it's important to your score on the SAT essay section. So one of the major mistakes that I see in bad analysis sections in essays is the fact that people always seem to want to repeat what's already said in the quote. And if you take a look at the notes here, I talk about an example. It's just an example I made up, but it's still pretty relevant, I think. So in this example, I talk about how sometimes I see people use an example, for example, a statistic. Here I talk about the fact that if you're going to be using a statistic that says 87% of men prefer tacos to burritos, you really shouldn't be, re-explaining and repeating this statement given in the passage in your analysis. The analysis, as the name suggests, is a place where you want to be analyzing and going deeper into what the author has written in the passage, and you want to be analyzing that meaning. You don't want to be sort of repeating information that the author has already given you. So, with that said, we already know sort of this statistic that the author has given us. We can read it for ourselves in the passage if we read it ourselves. There's no use in putting it there in your analysis section if it's something that the reader of your essay can already find out by themselves. The analysis section is about your thoughts, your analysis, and your logic, not about what's already given in the passage itself. And sort of the second thing that I wanted to talk about, and one of the most important things, I believe the most important thing when it comes to writing good analysis is not stopping short, not selling yourself short. You want to be analyzing in the context of the topic sentence, but you also want to be analyzing and explaining toward the overall thesis statement of your rhetorical analysis piece. So in this notes that I have here in front of me, let's say you're writing a rhetorical analysis essay on the rhetorical strategies imaginative character Joey uses to argue that dogs are better than cats. So let's say Joey is maybe writing a piece on why dogs are better than cats, and it's your job as a test taker to analyze his rhetorical strategies that he uses. So let's say you come up with this thesis. Hence, Joey uses imagery, anecdotal evidence, and statistics to argue that dogs are the superior pet. And then let's say one of your topic sentences for your body paragraph on statistics looks like this. Joey relies on statistics to give evidence to the fact that dogs are far more popular than cats. So we can see here that the topic sentence is more specific. It talks about statistics only, and it talks about the specific effect that statistics gives to his argument and not his overall argument as a whole. So a lot of people in their analysis, they'll talk, at length about how Joey uses statistics to show how dogs are better. But it's at this point where they'll stop. They won't go any further, and they won't sort of analyze to the thesis. Here, if you talk about in your analysis how Joey uses statistics to show how dogs are better, you're analyzing only to the topic sentence and not to the thesis. You're selling yourself short. You're halfway there, but you're missing a crucial part of your analysis. If you go deeper, you should also be able to explain to the thesis. In this case, you also have to explain how each rhetorical device is effective, and how it makes Joey's overall argument more convincing. Because again, this is the idea that we're talking about in the thesis. In the thesis, you're talking about how he uses rhetorical devices to further his overall argument, how he overall, in a sense, argues that dogs are better than cats. You're not just talking about statistics. And for that reason, you can't only talk about statistics in your analysis in that paragraph. So overall, don't just stop at explaining how a certain rhetorical device is used by the author. Don't just stop here and sell yourself short by just talking about and analyzing towards the topic sentence. Also, you want to also explain, go deeper, and explain how the rhetorical device helps the author better convey or better argue his stance. You want to talk about how this specific rhetorical device, furthers the author's overall argument, not just as it pertains to the specific rhetorical device, but towards the overall argument. You want to display to your reader or your grader that you have a sophisticated knowledge of not only how the author uses a specific rhetorical device, but also the way that the author uses this rhetorical device to further his overall argument. So with these 2 tips under your belt, obviously the next thing you can do to improve your analysis and to improve your essay score is to practice. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. Just grind out essays, and sooner or later you'll see improvements. With that said, that wraps up all the content that I have for you guys today. Of course, if you guys have any ungraded SAT essay sections from previous practice tests, maybe you did some online on Khan Academy, or maybe you did some from a QAS, don't be afraid to email them to us, share them with us on Google Drive, and we'll gladly take a look at them and edit them for you and give you some pointers on where to improve. Once again, our email is empowerprep2020@gmail.com. So again, if you have any ungraded essay, unscored essay drafts, or you wanted sort of some pointers on where you can improve, just hit us up there. And hope this helped, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.